You can travel for back in time here. A secret place. Where shall we go today? The card of fate. Some cards reveal the future, while others reveal the truth. If one card reflected a life you didn't choose, would you still draw it? Tarot cards. Face down. The shop door is always ajar. No one is turned away. But no one is welcome. Worn tarot cards lie on the table. The edges of the cards are worn, the corners soften with time. The fortune teller rarely speaks. He changes the cards he uses depending on the situation and the customer. One day, a cheerful male customer asked a question. The fortune teller simply placed the card face down. Why don't you turn it over? The customer asked. The fortune teller quietly replied. You already know what it means. The next day, the man died under the bridge. There was no point in telling fortunes. The cheerful man was in the business of deceiving people. He chose the wrong person. It was too late to choose his own path. The missing card. The deck is incomplete. One card, always there, but always tucked away at the back of the box. It's never shown to the customer. It's never drawn. It's never touched. It's not a judgment. It's not the devil. It has no picture. One white card. A card with no name. The fortune teller calls it the final question. The sound of cards. The sound of cards being shuffled is dry. Soft. Faint. Some people start crying just by hearing it. People aren't afraid of the future. They're afraid of the choices they'll have to make. Cards don't reveal what's going to happen. They simply bring to the surface the decisions that lie deep within. But that white card is different. It doesn't reveal the future. It reveals the future that was not chosen. So you should never draw it. The choice that signals the end. One rainy day, a young woman entered the shop. Clutching her wet umbrella tightly, she asked, "Please tell me my future." The cards were laid out. She drew one. Death. Her face turned pale. Is this the end? The fortune teller shook his head. Only those who cling to it will end. She said nothing. But her eyes were trembling. After the ending. A few days later, she quit her job. No one congratulated her. Her family opposed her decision. But a few months later, she returned. Her expression had calmed. I was scared, she said. But it was the beginning. For the first time, the fortune teller turned over the card. The Fool. A traveler standing on the edge of a cliff. I might fall, he said. But if I don't keep walking, the scenery will never change. Hope is born only in despair. The Silent Visitor. One day, a man came without asking a question. He sat quietly, staring at the cards. What do you wish to know? The fortune teller asked. The man spoke softly. Am I on the right path? The cards were laid out. He drew one. The Tower. A crumbling tower. Lightning. Falling figures. The man closed his eyes. The fortune teller spoke gently. What collapses is not your path. It is your illusion. The man did not move for a long time. Finally, he stood and bowed deeply. It was not the face of someone who had seen the future. It was the face of someone who had let something go. The hand that reached too far. One night, a young boy came into the shop alone. Will his mother come back? For a moment, the fortune teller was speechless. He began to lay out the cards. But the boy didn't look at the spread. Instead, he reached deep into the box. He touched a white card. The atmosphere in the room changed. Don't draw that one. But the boy turned the card over. It depicted this, an empty room. One chair. One window. And no one was sitting there. The boy understood. A future that will never return. A person that will never return. The fortune teller said gently. The cards don't take anything away from you. They merely reflect what you already know. The boy didn't cry. He took a deep breath. So how should I live my life? He asked. For the first time, the fortune teller gave him the answer. That depends on what you do with that empty chair. Later, the boy would inherit everything his mother left behind. But the empty chair remained cold. Fortune tellers past. The fortune teller herself had once drawn a white card. It showed her a shop without her, a closed door, a dusty table. In that moment, she understood. Fate is not something that can be predicted. It is also something that must be accepted. It is a future we did not choose. The Wheel of Fortune. Late at night, alone in her shop, the fortune teller drew a card for herself. She had been predicting the destinies of others for many years. She had never predicted her own. She drew one card, the Wheel of Fortune. But then she noticed that underneath it, there was a white card mixed in. She no longer hid it. The wheel spun. But the blank space never disappeared. The future not chosen is always, quietly beside us. The fortune teller smiled. Last card. The next morning, the door was closed. There was a card on the table. Face down. The visitor turned it over. Nothing was written on it. But this time was different. It wasn't completely blank. On it were faint words, you will draw it. Fate is not decided. It is never complete. Blankness is not fear. It is possibility. The card was silent. The choice is always up to the people. Not everything will go well. But you have to believe that you have a destiny to seize and that a great destiny is out there for you. And you will find strength. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Happiness for all viewers.